guys, we are back. I think by the time I actually... How much health does he have? Dang, he regenerates pretty quick. Oh, almost missed that. Good. $10,000. I think by the time I actually upload this is actually going to be episode 50. Which is actually really exciting. This is always something I've wanted to do for as long as I can remember. I remember watching like people like PewDiePie and like X's Adventures in Minecraft was one of the very first gaming. Oh, Sea-Nanners. Sea-Nanners. People he played with, like Sark and Hutch and Gassy Mexican. Those are all people that I watched play YouTube growing up. I got really big into it. I guess, YouTube itself kind of blew up towards like the late 2000s. And I look like an idiot. Oh, I have the wrong helmet on. There we go. Much more majestic. I was like, man, this is so cool, but I will never have the hardware to be able to do something like that. But, I've just been super blessed to be able to finally get a decent recording set up. Oh, look, he's looking at me. Since we're cats, this is like the Lion King. So, yeah, this is something I've always wanted to do, and I can't believe... it doesn't matter how many views I get or anything like that. It's just cool to be able to do this and that someone out there is watching it. And I primarily want to do this because my best friend and I, we don't get to, we've gotten older and live in different towns now. We don't get to game together like we used to, which is, it's a bummer. But... that's kind of how life is. But we stay in touch, and although I wish I saw him, more often, it's just we stay in touch. But we don't get to play games as often, as frequently as we used to. So this is a way of me kind of carrying on that tradition of like single player games. We used to watch each other play single player games. I used to watch him play... Oh man, what were some of the ones I used to watch him play? There was an old Yu-Gi-Oh game called Duelist of the Roses. We got that and I watched him play through that. I watched him play through Code Veronica X, Resident Evil, Magic Pen Gel, a game that was really... Do you know those games that come out, and maybe, I hope you still have these experiences, but during the early days of like game development, there was like a game that would come out, and it was like, it felt like it totally pushed the bounds of what games could do. In Magic Pen Gel, you could draw a creature, and it was kind of like Pokemon. You fought other creatures that were drawn, but it was like drawing in 3D, in 3 different dimensions. So oftentimes my creatures just came out looking like some monstrous creation that wanted to be destroyed. And he usually took his time, and I think he beat the game probably several times, but I would just play it when I went over to his house on the weekends. Another one with a friend Tyler, there was a game called, I think, Cubivore, and that was another one that felt really, it just felt like it really pushed the bounds of game development. Like being able to eat other creatures on there, and it's a strange game looking back. I'll have to fully admit that. But when I was playing it, when I watched him play it, that was just like, wow, this is something games had never done before. Games typically follow, I don't know, like a tried and true pattern. Like you see how often they're like sports games and shooter games. They have just made incremental. Oh, wow. Interesting. I didn't know this would start happening. Two Khajiit bros chilling 5 feet apart because we're not gay. But they just make incremental changes year after year, and there's not anything that really pushes the bounds. This game, when Skyrim came out, that dragons were like, I forget how they described them, but they were like thinking animals, and they could like make decisions, and the fact that they flew and could fly away, it was the mystery of games, not knowing what the man behind the curtain, not knowing that the Wizard of Oz is really just a guy on a microphone behind a curtain. It's not knowing how the game truly works, I think really adds a lot of enjoyment to games. And I wish I could keep that. Part of what keeps that in games for me is puzzles. And that comes up a lot in the Resident.
I sometimes have a bad memory. Too much skooma back in the day. Forgive me if I sometimes repeat myself.
Interesting. Is the Resident Evil games. My friend Tyler played those a lot. And back when we were playing those, we were even younger. So, PlayStation 1 era, which the internet was, we had dial-up at the time. And it just we didn't end up on those message boards where people were probably discussing the games at the time. So we really, when we hit a puzzle or something we couldn't figure out, we had to come up with these crazy solutions. And oftentimes, and this comes up a lot in Dungeons and Dragons too, the solutions and these convoluted explanations and these connections that we made had nothing to do with the actual puzzle. We just missed some really simple thing. But the act of doing that, of that problem solving, I think it really, me as a grown-up who's taken a psychology class or two and read some, listened to some podcasts on the brain, I think that really stood out to me as like, man, it made me feel smart. And I think that's something that you really take away from a game, is when it makes you feel a certain type of way. And that's maybe a little self-exploration taking from that. Like, movies, those are my favorite types of movies, are movies that make you feel smart, whether it's movies where you can kind of guess the ending before it happens, movies that throw you on your head and make you experience something you never thought you'd experience. One of the first ones of those for me was Inception, and then following up from that, there was a indie movie that I watched online called Primer, and I don't want to spoil anything about it, but if you can watch the movie Primer, Primer, it's you really have to pay attention. And I had to read a blog post online explaining the movie. But when I figured it out, I felt smart, and I think that's always something that's really stood out to me. Also, characters. I really get attached to characters in movies and especially in books. But to a lesser extent, as far as game actions, where it feels more of like me, I think I don't necessarily get as attached to characters. I think, at least right now, the way I'm thinking is I prefer the feeling of being smart, the feeling of being making progress, interesting decisions, meaningful decisions, and just feeling cool when I do stuff. Man, how did I get on this? Oh, I think that track actually made sense for the first time in this playthrough. That was a train of thought that actually made sense on recording games, the 50th episode, and, you know, why doing this and what games mean to me. Yeah, it's really cool. I was thinking about, I didn't finish my thought. I watched back through my videos after I post them, but I didn't finish my thought on the Minecraft hardcore. I could do that, but I don't know. To me, it feels like that's just like grindy. Is just because I play Minecraft as like I don't know, like a stress release kind of thing. I really like the crafting aspect of it. I like making cool bases, and I know this is an embarrassing confession, but I've never actually beaten Minecraft in the 11 years that I've had it. You know, I could just try to do that. I could not play a hardcore, and I could play a regular mode and focus more on just trying to beat the game. But there's a lot of grinding that goes into it. Like, I remember fishing a lot for a mending book. So with that, there might be a lot of off-screen. I know that's a meme, like when the streamer or when the YouTuber says that they're going to do some work off-screen and they come back and they've got like full diamond everything and they built a whole town. And but it just really, I don't think it's interesting gameplay for me to record me throwing a Minecraft fishing rod for hours at a time to get a mending fishing book. Anyways, that's why I like this one, because there's a story and there's characters involved and there's dialogue, and so we'll start with this, and I'm going to keep an eye out for some other games. There might be some new ones that might come out. I've thought about Divinity Original Sin. The thing with that one is I on my old PC, I got off of Fort Joy after like, I think this might be an embarrassing long time, but it took me like 26 hours because I wanted to try to do everything on the island. And oh boy, that's only Act 1.
Maybe we should ready our weapons, just in case.
Is that like a sign that there's an enemy nearby? Oh boy, what was I saying? When I actually play this game, I can't, like, the two parts of my brain are connected and I can't do one thing or the other. What was I talking about? Minecraft. Talking about this game. No, crap. What was it? Oh, Divinity Original Sin. It's like half of it is like I don't want to go back through Fort Joy. I just dread. Like you finally work and work and work and work and work, and then to get off of that, finally make progress. And then it's like if I wanted to start a gameplay, I'd have to start from the beginning. But I do want to play some other games. I'm trying to find maybe like story games, and just where I'm at in my stage of life right now, I kind of have to play games that I can start or stop at a moment's notice, just in case I need to go and attend to something else. Brandon and I got YGO Pro, so hopefully one day next week we can record a few duels. I think that'd be a lot of fun. I need to reinstall Magic Arena, because I might have some janky decks on there. Maybe he and I can play some fun games against each other. There's Tabletop Simulator. That would be a lot of fun. We could play some games on there. What else is there? I'm just not much for shooters. They've never been that interesting to me. I'm more of a sword and sorcery when it comes to RPGs. Obsidian, the makers of Fallout New Vegas, have kind of split off from Bethesda, and they made Pillars of Eternity, and that might not be a bad one. Pillars of Eternity might, because that's new. That wouldn't be like Divinity starting from scratch. That might be a good idea. I'll look into it. Pathfinder Kingmaker, I looked into that one, and it seems like the video I watched, which really kind of turned me off from wanting to play it, is that the guy was saying that there are just like a few really optimized builds, which doesn't seem that interesting to me. I really don't like feeling punished by not, like, I don't have to do a ton of research on the front end, and I had to do this for Divinity, because on Divinity I just took whatever sounded cool and built my characters in ways that I thought was neat, and turns out on my first time playing through I just got killed by everything because I was making these horribly optimized characters. So there's that. Yeah. Alright, anyways. This might be a longer episode. Let's clear this cave out. Ooh, idiots. Come on. There we go. Well, that scared the crap out of me. Did not know he had jumped down there. Empty. I wonder where these actually ends up at. Look at that. Exploring was worth it for once. Actually, no, it wasn't. Man, where are all the good items? Are they just... Am I just getting bad items because I need those perks? That was actually kind of cool. The guy had a little... Oh, that's a new alchemy ingredient. Is this the one where the bear has eaten the guy? One of these cabins, the bear's eaten.
Welcome to the Crabber Shanty, my lord. We got fresh crabs in the barrel and fresh crabs in our belly. Believe me when I say you don't want crabs anywhere else. Don't forget to grab a bite.
What in the world? Alright, how far are we off the road? We need to head to the... Gosh, some of these ingredients are really hard to harvest. Oh, I'm gonna get attacked by mud crabs. Get him, Inigo. Nope, don't want to go in there. Is this where I got killed last time? I did. That's Sabertooth Farm over that way. Oh my god, there's one right there. Oh, poor thing had to lay down. I mean, what the... Well, I just had a heart attack. Have I eaten this ingredient? Yes. What is the deal here? Is this the right way? Yes, it is, actually. Try to make it to a Rorikstead. How are you supposed to actually hit these things? My future's brighter than yours. I barely saw the... Am I still in combat? Yep, I think I am. Oh, y'all got a cheap shot on me. A lightning. Wait, come back. A shovel. Man. Is this the lightning wolf? Oh, crap.
Be ready for a fight, my friend.
Oh, what the? I mean, you guys got him? No, you don't.
You dirty this world.
Where did the lightning... Oh, is this him? Yes. Wow, I really chased this guy down and he has nothing. I mean, that's not bad, but... Is this some kind of bandit farm up here? Oh, this Rorikstead. Oh, nice. That's the White Run. Cool.
Watch the skies, traveler.
Alright, guys. Well, this was a good discussion. Just wanted to have a conversation about how these things are going. Told you guys about games. Maybe for episode 100 I'll do something special. Is there a tavern here? What the heck is this? Yeah. Jesus, this is really well defended. It's because they're Daedra worshippers here. And that's actually like, hey, it's these guys. Hello, sir.
Need a meal or room.
What do you got
Take
for
a look.
sale? $500. Let's see. Uh, 287. 221. Nice, perfect. And then I'd like to rent
Sure
a room.
thing. It's yours for a day. I'll show you to your room.
No,
Right this
good.
way.
I think it's
Until next time.
alright, guys. Well, I'm gonna wrap it up here. Well, I'll go ahead and sleep. Sleep 10 hours. So I think we're like halfway. No, we're probably like 40% to Riverwood. I don't think there's any major. Oh, is this the
Let me
bed?
know if there's anything else you need.
No, I'm good. I don't think there's any major towns between. No. Leave it. Oh yeah, I gotta check that out. I should go ahead and Is it even worth it to discover Falkreath? Because I don't fast travel, so I don't think so. All right. So we will head to Riverwood next episode. Hopefully we'll make it there. Anyways, thank you guys so much. If you guys are watching this, comment with some games you're playing, some games that made a lasting impact with you growing up. Yeah. If you had a favorite moment from this series.
Father, how old were you when you left home?
I know where this is going, son.
Oh, anyways.
I've
Alright,
said
sounds
many
up.
a time.
Anyways, thanks guys. I really appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good one.
Much safer here
Peace.
at the farm with